Good morning, families, friends, teachers, staff, administrators, Board of Education, and most importantly, the Avon graduating class of 2025. People often ask what drew me to work as a high school librarian in Avon. And the top of my list has always been the same. So I could know every student who walks across this graduation stage. What I never imagined, though, was that one day I'd be standing here with the incredible honor of speaking to you all on such a meaningful day. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I've had the unique privilege of watching your stories unfold, page by page, through the daily rhythm of your lives in the library. I've seen them in the creativity and surprises you brought to every makerspace project, each one a masterpiece I just can't photograph. I've caught them in snippets of conversations carried perhaps a little too well by the acoustics in our library. I've witnessed them in the collaborative spirit of community puzzle completions. I felt them in the intensity of cutthroat Uno sessions, as well as in some of my favorite moments, where we shared about your current favorite reads, or when I collaborated with your classes on units of study. Today, I want to talk to you about stories, your stories, because every single one of you has one worth telling and worth being known. You didn't all take the same path to get here. Some of you moved through high school like it was second nature. Smooth, steady, effortless. Others took a less direct route, complete with late assignments, maybe some redos, some hijinks that may or may not have gotten you kicked out of the library for a little bit, in timeouts. And for many, a significant amount of Celsius. Some of you developed your story in clubs, sports, or theater. Others grew it through connections with special teachers, staff, and true friends who always had your back. And along the way, there were moments, unforgettable ones, like the legendary musical chairs debacle. One of you lost a fingernail and lived to tell the tale. Or that one incident nobody really talks about, but yes, at some point, something went down in Mrs. Ryder's trash can. You were the class of the kid who proudly rocked a rat tail, the class that once was dubbed, according to one of you, the worst class to ever enter 5th grade. And somehow you bore that label, flipped it upside down, and made it your own. And soon you showed who you really were, and more importantly, who you were becoming. But it wasn't all chaos and comedy. There were also moments of excellence, moments you earned that definitely added to your story. All counted, solo fest, and theatrical performances that wowed us all. Athletic wins, records, and sectional titles. Artwork proudly displayed and honored. Interscholastic competitions like ice, page turners, tech wars, and athletics, where you teamed up to rise to challenges. Leadership opportunities where you served as positive role models for our youngest hawks. These weren't just events. They were proof of your ability, your creativity, your grit, your kindness, your integrity, and your commitment to your Avon High School community. Every one of those paths brought you here to this day and this stage, and every one of those moments matters. Throughout these experiences, we teachers saw you, how you learned to show up for yourself and for others. So let me say this. Own your story. Don't skip the chapters you're not proud of. They taught you things. They made you stronger, They gave you a voice that no one else in the world has. So acknowledge their value. You wouldn't be you without them. One of the most important things we can do now, right now, today, is take the time to really know one another. In a world that moves so quickly, it is easy to scroll past it, to look without seeing, to hear without listening. But stories, the ones we carry, the ones we live, deserve deeper consideration and our full attention. You've spent the past 4 years walking the same halls, sharing in the same classrooms, and laughing inside jokes. When asked what you miss most about high school, it wasn't the gym, the turf, or even all the amazing books in the library, but the people, your friends, your teachers, our compassionate nurses, and amazing lunchroom staff. This tells us something profound. The true heart of Avon for you is not in its bricks and mortar, but in the connections that you have built here. However, I promise you, there are things about the people around you that you don't yet appreciate. Stories that would change the way you see them. So as you go forward, whether to college, a job, the military, or something entirely of your own making, be a student of stories. Be curious, listen with empathy, and remember that the most powerful way to connect with someone is to say, tell me your story and mean it. You're about to turn the page and start a brand new chapter, and that might feel exciting or terrifying or maybe a little of both. Some of you are dreaming of serving our country, coaching college athletes, designing incredible buildings, working with animals, opening your very own business, raising families, and helping others through a life of service. One of you even envisions constructing your future home hands-on every step of the way. Here's the thing. This new chapter, and those that come after, you get to write them. You get to decide who you want to be. And the best stories aren't the ones where everything goes right perfectly. They're the ones where people grow, change, mess up, learn, laugh about it, and try again. The best stories are the ones where people become stronger and better for themselves and those around them because of the challenges they have overcome. There will be times when you doubt your story even matters. When you compare your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 2. But don't forget, you are the only one who can live your story. And the world needs it. Not a perfect version, not a highlight reel, the actual one, yours. And finally, because I wouldn't be a librarian if I didn't say this, read. Not just books, although definitely those. Read situations, read emotions, be someone who never stops learning, who asks big questions, who seeks out new perspectives and truth. And when you feel unsure, what can you do? Go back to your story. Reread the parts that made you proud. Learn from the sections you regret. You can't revise history. No one can. But you can be the author of your future. And no matter what, always, always keep turning the page. Congratulations, class of 2025. You've written an amazing